Hello everyone, Mrs. Trichome Champ here with another tutorial video for the Garden Tracker. Today we're going to go over the Veg and Flower Room tabs. And we're going to go ahead and do both of these tabs together as they are essentially the same tab, just one is going to be for your bedroom and the other one is going to be for your flower room. I use both of these tabs to track my waterings for each of the rooms. And as you can see, I have it set to show either in a list or a table view, and then I also have something set up more visually, so you'll be able to see the watering trends for each particular pheno. It'll be broken down by the weeks here for you. Alright, now let's go ahead and we'll break these sections down and I'll show you how to use them. And we'll start with this table view first here. Now in this table view, as you can see, I have it set up to not just track just the watering, but you also have a section for the water ppm, the temp. You know, if you pH your water, you can set that up in here as well. You know, so right now this is set up to show what we're tracking. I did add CO2. We don't use CO2, but I know someone had mentioned that in the past, so I did add that. But if there's other tabs in here or other columns that you would need to add, or maybe say you're not using the CO2 section either, you can come in here and you can just delete it and put in whatever item you are tracking. If you say you are tracking the CO2 and you need a completely new column, you know, that's easy as well. Just come in here wherever you need the new column and you can just highlight that column, right click, and if you hit insert, it's gonna just add another column for you, and then you can just title it whatever you need to. And so on. So you can do that. If you need to delete tabs, you could do the same thing. Just highlight the column and then click delete, and then you can, you know, basically set this up to whatever you need to track. But on this section, I don't track just the watering. I do also track the temp and stuff like that. So I have a place that I can come to and I can see, you know, each pheno that was watered. You know, maybe someone's struggling, you know, one of the phenos is struggling. I can come here and I can see its trends and what the temperatures were for that. And then we can keep track of that pheno, and maybe that particular pheno doesn't like the high temps and other phenos are okay with the high temps. That's something we'll be able to see looking at this. Alright, once you have all your headers and your columns set up here for everything that you're going to be tracking, you're good to go. You can start entering in your information. So as I go through our day and we go out and check on the garden, I'll jot down in a notebook who's been watered. I'll jot down the water temp, the water ppm, and I take all of my temps at 9 a.m. and 9 p.m. That's just the times that we go in there. That's the time our lights come on and off. So for us, that's when we go in and I take our temps. So what I do for the time, I don't generally put 9 a.m. or 9 p.m. I'll usually just put morning or night. And we'll just say these guys are on the first day of veg, and we'll just add something here just for an example. Under watered, I'll usually put yes or no. For us, we use super soil, so we'll generally use water, but we do supplement with some microbial teas and things like that. So if there's a day that, you know, we use tea, I'll actually put tea instead of water here. And we also supplement with elemental for our CalMag, and when we do use that, I just put either yes or no for that here. And our ppms, you know, whatever our, you know, temperature for the water is, and so on. I just come across and update all of our information that we're seeing in the veg room or in the flower room, and we kind of go from there. And for us, the heater or AC, that's not used all the time, so if there's no information, that's something that I don't track. So this is something that I would go through and I would do for all of my phenos. Now, when they're seedlings and you're watering them all pretty much at the same time, I may not break it down by actual pheno. I may just put, Jedi OG seedlings or something like that. And then if there is a time that I go in there in the morning or night and we do not water, I will still get all of my temps here and the humidity and stuff like that. And in the strain and pheno section, I will just put tent so that I know I didn't do any watering that day and I'm just getting the temps for that time frame that we went in there. Alright, and once you get rolling with the sheet and you start entering in your information on a daily basis, it's going to start looking something like this. And as you can see, you can go through and see what day you're on, when was it watered, morning or night. You can take a look at all the temps for that particular time frame and so on and so forth. And you can come in here and you can add notes if you need to. If you need to add a note, it's pretty easy. You just go to whatever cell you're wanting to add that note, whether it's under the strain or water or so on and so forth. You just click that cell, you right click, and then there's an option to insert comment. You just type in your comment and you can move off that cell and it's listed there for you. If you need to go in and update the comment or edit or delete the comment, you just come in here, you right click again, and you have the option to either edit, and it'll pull that box up again and you can type in whatever you need to, or you can delete it and it'll just remove it completely from you. You also have an option to hide or show the comments as well. So we went ahead and just deleted that comment there. Also, if you're taking a look at this, you'll see that after the end of the week here, I have the header back at the top for the next week. This is going to come into play with a future tab so that we can pull information to see the trends for the week. So after each week, you'll want to make sure that you copy your header and you place it at the end of the week so that it's right before the beginning of the new week. Because when we come in here to pull that information, you're going to be basically pulling all this information, including that header for the week, and it makes it very difficult if you don't have that header there. So just ensure that before the beginning of each week, before you start adding in that new information, that you just put this header here for you. Alright, now that we have our table side all set up and you're feeling comfortable adding in the information there, we'll go ahead and talk about this more visual side so we can see the trends by pheno a little more easily. So in order to do that, you're going to have to, obviously get this information updated with, your strain and pheno information here. You'll want to go through and, update the day of the week and, the date and things like that. And once you have all that information in there, then you can start going in and putting in, all that other basic information that you have. So let's just say I got these phenos here, and we'll just put in some information here, just so we have something. Alright, so say you have all this information all set up for yourself, you're good to go there, you have all your phenos in line, everything's there. What I do when I come in, it's going to basically match this table view over here. So let's say, we came in, say today's May 1st, and we watered all these phenos. And it looks like they were all watered in the morning. For me, what I would do is I would come in here, we're going to say that this is May 1st, and I would go in and I would just put a W for each day because they were given water, they weren't given tea, and they were also, in this case, they were given elemental. So if they were given elemental, I would go in and also put an E. I'd also put an E there. So that would just tell me that they were watered and given elemental. So from there, if they were given T, I would put a T instead of a W. Anything that's just visual that I could quickly take a look at this and see, were they given water, were they given elemental, so on and so forth. I also color code this. So in this instance, they were all watered in the morning. I just come in here and, pick whatever color I want to represent morning feedings. For this instance, I just used yellow. If they were night, I would probably use, light blue, or so on and so forth. Now that you have everything updated over on the table view and you're starting to get everything updated over on the side view here by pheno, you'll be able to start seeing your trends. How is each pheno being watered? Who's going an extra day, between waterings versus some of the others. You'll be able to start seeing those trends and how each pheno is doing based off of that. And also you can notice here that you can also put in comments as well. We water using 20-ounce bottles, so I'll know who was watered with how many bottles, and I usually add the bottle count in the comments. Alright, and as I said in the beginning of this video, this veg tab and the flower tab are essentially the same thing, so you're going to set them up the exact same way. And just like in the veg room, you're going to want to take this header, you're going to put it at the beginning of each new week. So both of these tabs are essentially going to look the same. Obviously one is just going to be for all your flower data and the other is going to be for all your veg data. So with that, I hope you all enjoyed this video and you find it useful. And as always, if you have any questions, please do not ever hesitate to reach out to us on the channel, or you can always reach out to me by email at mrstroycomchamp@gmail.com. I hope you all have a great day and stay lifted.